Alright, it's Mr. Peppers. Yeah, fuck yeah, we're here. Let's do this shit. Alright, so we're looking at the Voynich manuscript here. You know, we're flipping through looking at it, and people are like, oh, it looks weird. I think aliens did it, or the gods ascended the Nephilim. Some type of hidden text that we're not supposed to read. Now, I could be wrong when I'm saying this. Not about criticizing people who think this is fucking aliens or some dumb shit like that. But, so, I haven't done a ton of research. I've really just been, like, quick glancing at the handwriting and trying to match up some type of thing. My wife helped me a little bit and helped me come to a thing. But before we get to that, I believe they carbon dated the paper. It's some type of animal skin or some shit, and it carbon dated back to the 15th century. And yeah, cool yee. But I mean, to me it seems very human. Yeah, some of the drawings are a little weird. If I can find it, they literally drew cannabis. If I can find, and it is if this was in the 15th century, I'm sure there was a lot of plants around that are probably extinct now, or so many different variables. Like somebody could have drawn this and then did their writing, and then maybe a kid got a hold of it and kind of colored over it, and did a little extra, because some stuff seems like it was just added later on. My personal opinion, but from my quick glance, let me see if I can try to find this canonoid. Oh no, it's not here. This is where it gets into, like, fucking, what is that shit called? The fuck do you call it? The fucking, with constellations and shit. Astronomy. Yeah, that's where it gets in astronomy. But let's go up here and let's see. So there was a very cannabis-looking plant. To me personally, it looked like cannabis. Some type of cannabis from the 15th century. I wonder if that shit got you zooted or not. Let's see. But while we're looking for that, I don't know, there's a lot of theories. I've seen it pop up a lot in the past couple years. Talking about it. And it's like, oh, these crazy-looking plants. Oh, look, there's naked women in a bathtub. And things like that. But I don't know, it seems very human. I have an idea of what I think this is. The only thing I can't really piece in really is the astrology for it. Maybe it's separate with the moon, but we'll get into that. I just gotta find this particular fucking plant I was looking for. Now I'm gonna get kind of mad because I can't fucking find it. So I'm trying to prove a point. Like, yeah, they look a little weird, but you also gotta think, these are probably actual plants we have today. I mean, some of these drawings are pretty good, but I mean, some of it's kind of like, you go more to the top, it's kind of bad, Maybe this is like him improving. It's like drawing skills are improving, or maybe he's adding some type of artistic value. Shit, it could be autistic value, or maybe he was. At first, I thought maybe this was something for he was like trying to make some type of fiction novel or something, create a universe. But when you go to the back, there's like an index kind of sort of thing, so it's more definitely type of like findings or information or stuff about herbs, probably. Where the fuck is this fucking smokable plant at? I know this plant's smokable. It's in here somewhere. I was literally just talking to my wife about how he probably smoked that plant. But I noticed in these that there's it's really big on roots. I mean, yeah, they got the crazy plant designs and everything, but it's really big on roots. As you can tell, I know I'm going through this super fast. I'm trying to find this plant. I probably should have already had it set up. I think I've gone to... I know, easier way to find this. Watch this shit. Should have did that from the beginning. let's see. It's in here, I promise. I'm not lying to you. I didn't make this up. It's in here. This is like 209 pages of... Now, I don't know if this is actually all the pages, but I mean, I feel like it is. I don't know. And I also don't know if the numbering of the pages was something done later or not. But before I get into what I think personally this handwriting is, I want to show you guys this cannabis plant. Fuck. Yeah, I'm like 41 pages. Shit. I don't know. It's interesting. It's cool to look at. Oh, here it is. Right here. Right fucking here. This is the plant I'm talking about. This, you cannot tell me this isn't cannabis. Like this, come on. Like, look, you know, you got the leaves, right? You got all the leaves right here. And then you have the flower, you know, maybe a little red stuff, a little bit of spice in there, you know. So, to me, this is definitely cannabis. You can't tell me it's not straight up pot. But that's that. So, and it looks a little weird, kind of a little bit, but not really. I think these are actual plants drawn with a little bit of, maybe he was trying to do realism, and he's not good at it because it's all kind of slightly in, I wouldn't say like cartoony-ish, but you know, the guy did the best he could do. So now that we got this out of the way, I want to talk about this handwriting here. So, I don't know, a lot of people say it's some type of Hebrew, but it's definitely not. And then some people say it was between Hebrew. So people were saying it was Hebrew, like actual, like people who study this shit and like dorks and whatever, and people using computers and AI. But I was looking at the consistency and way the letters is, and I was with my wife, and my wife gave me the idea. She says, I think it's some sort of shorthand. She thinks it's English and it's shorthand. Now, another thing I add is that the pages are numbered. I don't know if this was added later, but when you look and do see, there does seem to sometimes, like, there's a... I'm not going to go and search if you want to look, but there's some stuff that looks like it's numbers inside here. But if you go, let's go here, you know, for an example. And then let's say the way this looks right here. We're going to circle around this W-looking thing. I'm not good with text. I'm not going to translate this shit for you. But I'm just saying what I think. And a lot of the characteristics of these fucking letters are matching with these fucking letters. And then here, let's go up. Let's see what I was reading. Court hand is shorthand for a variety of hands developed in the different legal courts of medieval England. Now, it said medieval England. I know, I'm not sure exactly where this book was found, but I know that the guy who, like, made a big deal about it and ended up with it was some Polish dude. But, I mean, you know, it's in Europe. You know, that's over there. England's in Europe. A lot of being out of doom. 1700, you know, there's a lot of crusades and shit going on and all types of bullshit happening and murder and traveling. So, in conclusion, me and my wife think that this is courthand, shorthand, English. And when you look at this, and the way this goes, and this and that, and then if you can go by any way this guy draws, I mean, the drawings are good for, you know, the 15th century, but I think I've seen better, honestly. This guy, you know, I mean, they're better than I can do, maybe I can do better, I don't know. We'll have to do an arts and craft video or some shit where I just, like, stencil my dick in the back of my truck. But it's definitely, I don't know. And sometimes I feel I'm looking at it, it's like, it feels like English. It feels like it's written, it's structured like some type of old English. And now that it was like, kind of seems like it was kind of English the way it was structured, like cursive and then like shorthand. Now, I don't know why anyone would go and make a whole, and I'll let you a quick glance over this so you guys can see. I'm pretty sure everybody's pretty much seen a couple pages of this. But I don't know why anyone would go and create a whole 209-page book and shorthand it. But what I really think this book is about, I mean, like, this first part is definitely about herbs, and it goes into, it looks like it goes into zodiac signs and the constellations and astrology, you know, and stuff like that. Some people think it's a woman's health book on herbs and then women's health, because then it goes in, like, it really goes into water. Let me get to an area where it kind of goes into water. Let's get past all the astrology shit. I'm not really going to pay too much attention to that. It's cool, though. Once you get to the astrology stuff, it looks pretty cool, the constellations, astrology, and which looks like whatever type of zodiac signs they have going on. So whoever this was seemed pretty in-depth of kind of what's around them, you know. Definitely, you know, 15th century, you know, you got to be down to fucking earth. But this guy, I mean, I can't read this shit, you know, but he seemed like kind of knew his shit. I feel like he's explaining, like, if you look at these roots here, like, these are, like, you know, cut. You know, it looks like in this one, he's, like, probably talking about how to, like, transfer and regrow a plant. Like, you know, you take, like, the roots, or how to like, you know how, like, a tree can grow back from a stump? Because, like, this is definitely, he really makes the roots clear, you know. And these are, like, cut. See how, like, this was previously cut, maybe all cut roots to try to seed and sprout from there. Maybe it was like slicing plants together. You know, they did that in the past, too. That's how we have a lot of fruits. I don't know exactly. It's like genetically modifying plants. And sometimes it kind of does look like that, because these roots are, like, bigger. Like, it looks like they've been cut over time and then grown, this and that. You know, and I think that's interesting. That's pretty cool, because it really just goes into the, like, you see these plant designs, but it really goes into depth into the roots of these things, like, whatever fucking plants these are. But, I mean, they seem like regular plants to me. And this is another reason, like, I think that it might have been colored in later, because, well, some of the drawings are really bad, but some of them are pretty good, and then colored in really bad. I mean, I don't know, limited resources or whatever or whatnot, you know, whatever he's got going on. He or she, I feel like it'd be more likely to be a man, personal opinion, but, like, you see, this is pretty cool. But he's like, look at these gnarly roots, you know, like, roots are unpredictable, and then different plants are different. We're gonna go, let's get down to where we're going down to, like, the women and the water and the piping. Look at this. There we go. Let's go down. I really think that it has something to do with water, per se. I mean, like, here's all the astrological shit and the star systems and this and that. And there's other people that know more about this. You could obviously get more information about this, because this is, like, pictures. They can go into depth into this. But I'm really more into the writing, per se, and the plants, and then some of these. All right, so here we go. Here's a good example. I'm going to go right here. So, yeah, all right, there's, like, women and water and pipes. But this one is the one right here that intrigues me the most. Because if he does the way, like, he did the roots where they were cut up, kind of, in that one picture, this is some sort of water system. Like, I don't know what this is. I'm not really thinking about this. This could be, you know, also it's artistic. You know, it could be an artistic design choice, drawing choice, or whatever. But this right here, like, all these, this is like pipes. This is definitely like some type of pipe system. Because, look, it runs into a bath. Look, all these beautiful naked women here in Shrek's piss bath. You know, it runs through here, and it's like irrigation and water. And then I think maybe, you know, he's, like, doing some... It's a stretch. I think it might be a stretch, but... I mean, you see, like, pipes, and this is, like, symbolizing the water running through it. I think a lot of this is, like, symbolic in a way. Like, well, you know, with the plants and stuff, like, it could have an imaginatory element to it. Because you can't say that people in the 1500s didn't have imagination, you know? We wouldn't have inventions like we had today if somebody didn't have imagination. But anyways, I don't think this book is as mystery as most people make it out to be. But this is definitely some type of pipe, like water system, plumbing system, running water into a bath where they can all bathe in Shrek's piss. Yeah, honestly, they have to be some nasty ass bitches. This is obviously blue water. Maybe it's just saying that the bitches at this time were pretty fucking nasty. Because, like, this is water, blue, and then when it's in here with them, it's fucking green. Maybe he's saying these bitches nasty. Maybe not. But let's go. And it goes into, like, water, like a tub, kind of like a big, like, group wash area. I don't know what like a bathhouse or something. And, it goes into more, like, pipe plumbing. Like, it gets a little metaphorical with women in the pipes and in the water. And then there was some pipe systems that they had. It kind of looked like with women in like a uterus. In a way, I don't know if we'll be able to find it today. It's in here. Trust me. The sources, trust me, bro. But, yeah, these bitches are nasty. Damn. Go through here. Yeah. And it pretty much keeps the same theme as like this bathhouse. Let's get to the index, and they have this going on, water. This is definitely the sun. This is the moon. The only thing I could see how I could keep up with my point with water is like the roots. The water runs through the roots to nurture the plants, and the water is running through these pipes. I don't know, because he has like this plumbing system, and then, plants, have the root system. That's how they get nutrients. I don't know. There's some type of similarity going on. I don't know about the space shit or the stars, but the only thing I could see that could tie into it is the moon, because, the tides. But and then we get in more astrological shit. Like, drawings are pretty cool. And I only looked over this for, like, maybe, 20, 30 minutes. Like, this is, like, my honest opinion on, 20, 30 minutes of looking at it. Like, and there's some other cool stuff. Like, I don't know, what this shit is. But it definitely goes into roots more. It gets back into roots. And then whatever, I don't know, birthday cakes. I don't know, it's weird. I don't know exactly. I can't point to that. We're getting back into plants and shit here. So, it looks like he went off some tantrums, off topic a little bit with what he's doing. But we ultimately get back into plants with, diabolical roots and, different root designs. Let's get to the index, and then we'll end this, whatever this is. But yeah, this is an index. So I thought it was my first thought was maybe, okay, this is something like fiction, it's made up story to entertain. But then it has an index type thing, because it stops the pictures and it's indexed in a way. And it's got its little bulletin points drawn like stars. No, you can go through to 209 pages, but it's it's definitely an index of some sort. So maybe this is a how-to herbs and properly bathing yourself, and I don't know, it could be a fucking medieval lifestyle book. But going back to here in the writing, it for some reason it's in some type of shorthand in English, written in cursive. But these are that. I'm not going to sit here and translate this because I don't have time for that shit. I'm a grown-ass man. I got shit to do. But yeah, it's been fucking real. And yeah, it's another boring video for you guys. Fucking enjoy.